complicated. It took me a year and a half to try it because it sounded too hard. You're going to grind grain from the grain you would find on the plant.
You're going to buy it in bulk.
You buy it in bulk. You throw it in here in this mill. That you can get all these things you can order online, and you can find all the websites through my website.
Do just a little bit for us. Throw that in there and let's see how easy it is.
It's going to dust all over. I have to bang that shut.
But the value
you have to
of
plug it in.
grinding the grain, here I can get that for you,
okay.
Is that you're getting the germ, all the nutrients are in the germ.
Yes.
And when we get breads that are not whole grained, we're losing all those nutrients, right?
Yes, and if they've been sitting on the shelf, and who knows how long they've been sitting there, then we aren't getting as much as we could. You know, the way it was made is the best way to get it, and then grind it when you can, like the flaxseed.
But the minute you grind it, it starts losing nutrients.
Yes.
So you need to grind it, knead it.
Grind it, eat it, store it in your refrigerator.
Okay.
Right? So it's going to be loud. We're just going to grind a little bit. We turn it on, a little bit in there. That's it, and then it dusts a little bit. And you usually wouldn't open it till it was done.
Yeah.
You have flour. It's delicious. It goes in waffles, pancakes, muffins. It's
and now
fantastic.
all the nutrients from the whole grain are in there.
Yes.
And even if you go to the store and you look and it says whole wheat, it doesn't mean whole grain.
Right. 100% whole wheat is better for us, but it's been sitting on the shelf for so long that you're going to miss a lot of the micronutrients. Scientists say we don't even know what it is we're missing. So this is really the best way for your kids, and my kids love it. So it's amazing.
All right.
All right, and then we're going to try to get to maple syrup. You want to get grade B, not grade A. Grade B has been refined less than grade A. And the first ingredient in pancake syrup is high fructose corn syrup. And yes, the ads say it's natural, but they can say it's natural because it started as corn. High fructose corn syrup can be tracked right along. The use of high fructose corn syrup matches the increase in diabetes and the increase in obesity in America.
Oh.
So who knows what's going on there?
Many times that's right up at the top of ingredients, that high fructose corn syrup.
Right.
So we need to start being aware of the labels and looking for those things.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you want to watch that. And then you want to switch over from dairy milk to things like goat's milk. It sounds terrible. And just the thought of it is a little tricky. But you can
this
put it...
This is going to be a tough sell for my kids.
Yes, it is. But you know what? You put it in their waffles and their pancakes and their muffins and their French toast.
So maybe not start right off on their cereal.
Yes, especially yours that are older. I switched my kids when you're about your kids' age. And that's a tricky one. They still won't drink it straight up, but they'll put it in any mix. That's a better way to do it. So you're not getting the dairy as often.
And you showed us earlier, and these are French fries that are 3 years old?
Right, 3.5 years old. I put them in my pantry when I put the margarine in. This black one here is a potato that I cut about 6 months ago, excuse me. And that's what we want food to do. We want it to break down. If food doesn't break down in your body, you know, how on the shelf it's not going to break down in your body.
And this has been preserved because of the oil that they deep fried it in, and it might live out you and me.
Yeah, right. And Lisa, they look so good that when I set up for talks, I've had 4 people eat them.
Try to eat them.
Yes, they really had a bite, and it's amazing. So, and then goat cheese it's really easy because it tastes so good. My 16-year-old would just sit down and eat a whole batch of goat cheese in one
rather than a dairy cheese.
Right.
Okay.
Dairy is going to slow your digestive system. You want quick exit foods. It's going to cause problems in your skin.
And why the difference between cow's milk and goat's milk? What's in the cow's milk that's not good for us?
They're processing it with, antibiotics and hormones and those kinds of things. But cow's milk was really meant for cows, and goat's milk is closer to the milk that we produced.
Right, which is, our body is created to break down
those enzymes.
A milk that's closer to...
Right.
Okay.
Right, this will actually be easy on your digestive system, whereas so many of us are allergic or bothered by milk.
And what about deli meats?
And then in any kind of meat, you want to watch out for hormone-free. In deli meat, you want to watch out for nitrates and nitrites and MSG. They're injecting MSG into a lot of the meats we eat. Okay. So watch the ingredients. If they're not doing it, they will tell you because they're very proud of it.
Yes.
Yes. So, so just keep an eye on those things.
All right.
And these foods, they taste fantastic. My children eat them. We were junk food junkies when we started this process. And I found out my brother-in-law had died of brain cancer, so I switched us over. And it was amazing the changes it made in our house. So you can do this even with junk food junkies.
Okay, and we've actually have 2 phases, but let's hit a couple of the high points here.
Okay, so you want to switch over to almond milk as much as you can. That's going to do the same thing as goat milk. Put it in your recipes and those kinds of things. Okay. They have other things like in gum, you're going to find aspartame.
Yes.
Aspartame is something you want to watch out for. It's in any diet food. Yes, it's in all gum, and it causes, even the own company's research says it causes brain tumors in mice. So.
And again, the aspartame kind of goes back to the formaldehyde and some of those things.
It's terrible for us. It's right up on the list of the first thing you should get rid of in your house.
All right.
And then table salt and those kinds of things, and packaged meats are going to have, packaged seasoning are going to have aluminum in them and MSG and those kinds of things.
Okay, so look for organic. This is good.
That's a very good kind.
Okay, but you need to look on those store brands and look for those ingredients.
Right.
Or just really, you're going to spend a whole lot more time at the health food store.
Right, and that's why there's lists in there,
and
because
it's going to cost a little bit more.
You know, my grocery bill went up about 10%.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't go to the doctor unless someone's injured, and we don't spend the $5 on the bag of chips when we stop for gas, any of those kinds of things. So it really has not made a big increase.
So you're just adjusting where the money's going out.
Right.
Oh, that's good to
think of. And you can't
of.
believe how good your family feels. We get along so much better now.
Cast iron.
Yep, get away from the Teflon. That's going to cause problems. It's absolutely terrible for us. They made DuPont pay a huge fine because it caused so many problems and they didn't identify it.
So we're something from the Teflon is leaching into our food.
Yep. It PFOAs, and you're actually breathing it when you heat it. So you want to get into stainless steel pots and pans, or these cast iron pans, and lift that up. If you're using cast iron, you get your workout every morning. So, and then you want to stay away from candles and the plug-ins or any of those kinds of
all
scents.
of those artificial fragrances that are emitting
petroleum products.
Oh my goodness!
They add to estrogen overload.
Okay.
So.
That's a whole lot of information, and all of it is right in this handy-dandy little book right here, Shopper's Guide to Healthy Living. But don't go away, because when we come back, we have Fear Factor Foods. And